All right, so I decided, since we know all like how well my video did with the color Glow Rush and it being sheer, and how upset people were looking at my stained nails, and all the comments of how ew, gross. Oh my gosh, I can't look at them anymore. They're so terrible. As if you can't keep scrolling. I mean, really, like, and get a job, or like read a book, watch a movie, hang out with a friend. Oh wait, you don't have friends. That's why you're trolling me. So I figured, since that color went over so well, I decided to be petty and to troll them with yet another sheer yellow glow-in-the-dark polish. But all joking aside, I don't think my nails are that bad. I think the polish exacerbated the staining. That's all it was. Because, like, look at them. The staining is really not that bad. And in person, it looks a lot worse on camera than it does in person, too. So, let's go in for another set of smoker's nails. Yes. Oh, what a lovely color. So yellowy, so smoky, so stained. You enjoying that? Enjoying that? I hope I'm grossing you out. See, so recently, I know this about myself, but I've also been made aware that I come across as confrontational. Yeah, I kind of do. That's my Asperger's syndrome. I can't help it. It's not that I intentionally come across confrontational. It's just that I'm very blunt and to the point, and I'm terrible at reading social cues. So I end up hurting people's feelings with my bluntness. Although not my intention to do, it happens. Because I'm not a neurotypical. I'm neurodivergent. And when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, teachers didn't know what autism was. They just told your parents, your kid is weird, tell them to cut it out. So you didn't really get any help for it. You were never really diagnosed with it. You just had to get by whatever way you could. Like, there was no special treatment like they have nowadays. Nothing. So for the most part, I think that was kind of better than what they're doing now, because it allows me to mask, and I'm able to hide it pretty well. At least I've learned to. The mask does slip every once in a while, and I'll blurt something out that's inappropriate, or say something that'll hurt somebody's feelings, and I won't understand why the person's feelings are hurt. Because for me, it's just like, if someone said the same thing to me, it wouldn't upset me. I'm really weird, because the only thing that would upset, to upset me is very difficult, right? I have to be upset about something to begin with, and then someone would have to add fuel to that subject. So let's say I was like upset over my relationship status, like my divorce, right? And I was having a hard time with that. And then I'm thinking to myself about how I'm old and I'm not going to achieve my dreams. And then somebody says something to me about my age, or something like that, the comment will get to me. Whereas if I'm not already upset and I'm not thinking about something, if someone says something derogatory to me, it won't upset me. It'll be kind of just like, and what's your point? Kind of a situation. It's almost like I have to schedule my feelings. Like, I don't have them constantly. They just bubble up here and there. They don't really, I don't know. It's weird. And like, here's a perfect example of a memory I have from childhood, which verifies that I have Asperger syndrome. So I'm sitting at the dining table with my mom and a bunch of her friends, and I'm saying something, and it's something probably inappropriate. I don't really remember exactly what I was saying or what the conversation was about. All I remember is she kicked me under the table, my mom. And, you know, to most kids, from I've learned, that is a cue to shut up. Me, I just blurt out, "Mom, why are you kicking me?" And like, that is so the most neurodivergent crap you could do. Why are you kicking me? Another perfect example is I'm in the back seat of my mom's car. My mom gets pulled over because she was speeding. And she tells the cop she forgot her purse. And the cop's about to let her go. And I'm like, "No, Mom, you didn't forget your purse. It's in the trunk." Like, it's like I have no filter. And like, the thing is over time you play like social scenarios in your head and you realize, okay, this is inappropriate, this is appropriate, and you kind of are able to adjust your reactions and tame what comes out of your mouth through deductive reasoning, because you'll realize, oh, you shouldn't have probably said those things, right? Or you probably shouldn't say these things. But the problem lies in the fact that not everybody is the same. And you can't apply one scenario that you had with one person necessarily to other people. And that's the whole confusing part, because I can't read social cues. So I don't understand what is appropriate and what isn't appropriate, and I have a hard time grasping it. I probably never will. So, like, what works for one person doesn't work for another person, and then you find yourself in a bit of a jam, right? Wait, did I do 2 coats? Yeah, I did 2 coats. So I'm going to wait until this dries. Oddly enough, I think this guy is a lot more pigmented than this guy. That's kind of crazy, right? All right, so I'm going to finish... Oh, yeah, this story when I get back after these 2 coats dry. Yeah, we're talking about my quirkiness and why I'm not social. I tend to avoid social situations because it's better not to burn a bridge over saying something inappropriate and just taking yourself out of the equation, essentially, and just living a life of solitude. So I'll be right back, okay? See you in a bit. Alright, so I'm back to do another 2 coats and see if this one's a 4-coater, if this one's also a 6-coater. Oh, and what's the point of me talking about this stuff on here? So, I kind of want to do a video where I'm being deliberately confrontational. As an example, where I'm like literally being a snot to people that were jerks to me. Just as an example. Okay, because I will have situations where I misspeak or I miscomment and I get misunderstood and people are thinking that I'm trying to be argumentative, but I'm not. And I want to show everyone how I behave when I am being deliberately argumentative. And essentially, I'll have like a little mocky voice. I'll kind of make fun of you. That's the kind of stuff that I'll do if I'm being argumentative, right? Like deliberately. Whereas if I tell you I don't like that dress, I'm not trying to fight with you. I literally don't like that dress, type of a thing. And that's also something that can't be helped. Like, that's something I've noticed that normies or like neurotypical people do. They love to lie. Like, you guys love what you call white lies. I don't grasp that concept. I don't understand it. I think it's illogical. And I'm unable to do it. I won't do a white lie if someone is sick and they've got snot coming out of their nose. I'll be like, oh my gosh, you look terrible. I'm not gonna... And it's not because I'm trying to be mean. It's just like I see you and I'm like, oh my gosh, you look like you're on your last leg. I don't know how someone's able to be like, oh, you look great. Yeah, it's awesome. I can't do it. I don't know. I'm weird like that. Like, I'm really weird. And the funny thing is I'm very aware of it. I try to be normal and behave like other people. But like I said, I can't read people's social cues. Like, crap goes over my head all the time. And it's mentally and physically exhausting to socialize. Because it always turns into something. Because people misunderstand where I'm coming from all the time. And then you have to try to explain yourself. And to avoid, like, explaining, you run scenarios in your head. So, like, if you know you have to be somewhere, you have to talk to somebody, you'll replay and replay every single kind of topic that could come up. Everything that can go wrong. How to respond to everything. And it's draining. It's so emotionally draining. I don't know how to describe it. And then you hit bumps in the road regardless of how much you practice in your head. Because like I said, not every person is the same and not everyone has the same reaction to certain things. So then you end up hitting a bump in the road and then your mask slips and then you don't know how to recover from it. And then there's like the social humiliation from that, because then people realize, oh, there's something really wrong with this person, type of a thing, right? So check that out. I know I'm doing the yellow to like drive people nuts. And I'm doing this on purpose, but I mean, this one is building up a lot better than that other one. Oh, I think I forgot to say what color this is. This is called Hazard. Yeah, so I don't know. Just so everybody knows, I might end up blurting something out in the comments section or in a DM that you may find inappropriate and hurtful, and I'm not intentionally trying to be. I really am not. Sometimes I just can't tell that what I'm saying is inappropriate. And that's part of the reason why I don't like the bullying online, because that's deliberately being mean to somebody. Like, I'm somebody that has a hard time with, and I relive being unintentionally hurting somebody. Like, I feel bad, and I'll feel bad about it for a long period of time after doing it, despite the fact that it was unintentional. I relive the conversation. I replay it over and over, and each time I replay it, I leave the little video in my head feeling like complete crap about the situation, wishing it went down differently, wishing I reacted differently, wishing I said something differently. And I end up replaying it. Part of the reason why it just keeps replaying on a loop is because it's a learning moment for me to, let's make sure I never do it again. And the most frustrating part is no matter how many learning moments I have, because I can't read the social cues, and everybody reacts differently to certain things and finds different things funny, you're not able to, use the information you've learned to navigate. And with every different person, it's a different type of situation, different reactions, and it gets exhausting. It gets mentally exhausting. So then you kind of turn into like a bit of a hermit, which is where my agoraphobia comes in. Like, I don't leave the house for this reason. Like, I'm literally agoraphobic because, well, technically it falls under the umbrella of agoraphobia. It's actually called social phobia. I have a fear of public humiliation, and it doesn't help that I have a condition that causes me to constantly be in states of public humiliation. So it's kind of like I'm constantly shooting myself in the foot. The nice thing about social media, though, is that I can tailor my conversations that I'm having. And I'm having these conversations with myself, technically, and other people are watching them. But I'm not really talking to someone, so we're not having like real reactions. And if I do talk to someone, I can kind of rein in my reactions when I type and respond to certain things. So like I can kind of control it a lot better than when it's in person. You know what I mean? Type of a thing. All right. So this is 4 coats. Let's see how it looks. That looks pretty darn good. I'm trying to think. Should I bring this one up to 6 coats? I mean, the 4 coats look pretty good. Let me do the turning the light off test. 1 second. I'll be right back. So I turned the lights off because I want to see if this will look good in the dark or if I have like... Alright, and it is. It's looking pretty decent in the dark. 1 second. Can I turn the light back on? I want to get it like a little longer under the light, because the longer you leave it under the light, the better it'll glow. Okay, so this one isn't as transparent as the other yellow one. So I didn't get it on my cuticles, so it's not as sloppy looking. Because you know how much everybody says I'm sloppy too. See, that's me being deliberately confrontational. Yeah. But pretty much, if I say something off the cuff and it comes across rude, I apologize in advance. Because I don't realize it's rude at the moment. A lot of the times, it's nice to have like a person that sympathizes and understands that I don't necessarily have control over the things I blurt out. So they'll take the time and be like, can you elaborate on that? Or they'll explain how what I said hurt their feelings, and they don't hold it against me. But it's few and far between that people want to do that with me, and that's why I have only a handful of friends, and I mostly keep to myself. Alright, I decided I kind of want to bring this up to 6 coats, and to continue the conversation a bit. I don't know. No, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll do the last 2 coats off camera, because we've been talking for almost 20 minutes now, and it's probably crap that you don't want to hear about. So, yeah, I think I'll do the last 2 coats off camera, and I'll see you guys for the official swatch later. Okay, bye!